The knife in my hand was not steel. It was a phone, a single notification blinking like a pulse. Lunch with him today. Don't tell. Her phone, left unlocked on the kitchen counter, not meant for my eyes, but she had left it there. Or maybe I had been waiting to find it. I stared at the message until the words blurred. My thumb hovered over the screen. I didn't reply. I didn't breathe. Instead, I drove. No plan, no destination. Just the address hidden in her calendar, a restaurant I had never been to, but paid for through our shared credit card. The rain followed me like a witness. Wipers hissed. My reflection in the windshield didn't blink. When I walked in, the world shrank to a single table. My wife feeding cake to another man, laughing like I had already been erased. I stopped. I watched. I memorized. And then, without a word, I sat down at their table. Her laughter cracked mid-breath. The fork froze halfway. He looked at me like a child caught stealing. No one spoke, not even me. Inside, my pulse was a steady metronome. Outwardly, I was a ghost, calm, patient, waiting. She broke first. "Oh, Daniel, what are you—" The words fell off a cliff. The man shifted, his cufflinks flashing. He was older than me, richer, a CEO, my wife's mentor. The word mentor tasted like ash. I watched her lips move, excuses already forming, but I didn't hear them. I was listening to something else, the sound of my life splitting along a seam I didn't know existed. I smiled. It wasn't real. It was a weapon. "Please," I said quietly, "don't let me interrupt." The color drained from her face. I didn't stay long. I didn't ask questions. I left my untouched coffee on the table and walked out with the same silence I'd brought in. For weeks, I became a shadow inside my own life. I answered when spoken to. I smiled at the right times. I even kissed her goodnight. But in the dark, I opened her phone records. I tracked card charges. I traced patterns in her absence. I found the hotel receipts first, then the emails, then the photographs, grainy but undeniable. Each discovery was a needle sliding under my skin, but I didn't bleed. I folded the truth into silence, layer by layer, like sharpening a blade. I ordered a DNA test for our son. No emotion, just procedure. I told her I was working late. She believed me. Or maybe she wanted to. At night, I sat at the kitchen table, staring at her empty chair, listening to the house breathe, calculating my next move. It wasn't rage. It was geometry, angles, timing, a slow architecture of exposure. The envelope arrived on a Thursday, plain, unmarked, heavy with numbers. I opened it like a surgeon opening skin. Inside, results. Not mine, not my son's. I read them twice, once as a husband, once as a stranger. Then I closed the envelope and waited. That night I found her in the kitchen, pouring wine, smiling at me like nothing in the world was wrong. I set the envelope on the counter, between us. "What's this?" she asked, voice too light. I didn't answer. She opened it. Her hands trembled. Her face, first confusion, then terror. Daniel, I can explain." But I wasn't listening. Her words were noise now, like static from a dead channel. I watched her break, piece by piece. Calm, detached. It was almost beautiful. I spoke finally. Not loud, not angry, just precise. "I know about him." She flinched. "I know about the hotels." Her mouth opened, closed. "I know our son isn't mine." Silence. A soundless implosion. I slid the house keys across the counter. "Tomorrow, the locks change. You'll find an attorney's card in your email. Everything else is already handled." Her breath hitched. Tears welled but didn't fall. I stepped closer, not to comfort, but to make sure she heard the last thing. You taught me what loyalty costs. Now you'll learn what it's worth. No shouting, no scene, just withdrawal, like pulling oxygen from a room. She sank against the counter, hand over her mouth, eyes wide, watching me walk away without looking back. Outside, the night was clean. Cold air scraped my lungs. For the first time in months, I could breathe without tasting iron. I didn't drive home. I didn't even know where home was anymore. I just walked, one block at a time, the city swallowing me whole. There were no victories, no heroes, just truth, like a blade pressed to the throat of a lie. Behind me, she would unravel. In front of me, silence. I wasn't free, but I was no longer hers, and that was enough.